Hey guys, we're back here again with episode number 5 of Insight Sessions with Chris and myself. Hey Chris, how you doing?
Good day. How you doing?
Good,
Awesome as
good.
always.
Yeah, that's a way. Um, in this episode, we're going to talk about something that I stumbled across last week. So, for those of you who have never heard the name Alex Hormozy before, he's a bit of a weapon when it comes to growing businesses and just everything. Mindset, you guys like a machine as well. Like he'd look like he could snap you in half if he wanted to. So, but he raised a very interesting point, and I'm probably going to take it out of context, but hopefully it still makes sense. He said something along the lines of that he speaks to a lot of successful people and business billionaires and things like this. And a lot of people will say to him things like, they must have something that I don't have in order to reach the levels that they've reached. And I've thought about this a lot over the years, actually, and it's just interesting that he said it. It was a bit of a reminder as well, because it definitely applies to myself. And he basically said that a lot of those really, really successful people are that successful because they actually lack something that the not so successful people have. And what I took from that was what he meant is a lot of people get just paralyzed by fear or paralyzed by action because they're overthinking things, or they're taking a long time to do stuff, or they're like super risk adverse, or they'll work like 9:30 to 5:30 and they'll be like, yep, that's it. Whereas people that are like billionaires and workaholics and stuff, the thing that they're missing, for example, is they don't have an off switch. They don't have like crippling anxiety. They don't have like ridiculously like obsessive attention to detail, which I kind of probably do have, and Chris can attest to that. So that's probably something that I need to work on removing. But I found that comment really interesting, and it kind of comes back to me as a young entrepreneur as well. And I was more like this then than I am now. But though I am changing, I'd say in the last couple of months, I've going back to what I was like when I was younger, when I just like, hey, we're just going to go and dump $50,000 into a product and we're going to sell it. As you get older though, you're like, Jesus, I'm not going to do that. That's just like dangerous, Or back then you're going to go, I'm going to hire 4 or 5 people and it might go to shit, but I'm going to figure it out. So, and again, like for me, for the last couple of years, I was like, oh, I'll hire one person and I'll try to scale slowly. Now I'm in just like hiring mode, hiring everybody, as Chris can attest to, working together. So, that's why I found it like really interesting when he said, and I'll repeat that so that people really get it. It's that a lot of really successful people are actually lacking a lot of things. Obviously, they've got a lot of things that they have that you don't have as well. But for the large part, that fear thing and, that ability to just go, I'm just going to figure it out. I'm going to move really quickly, and just kind of not wasting time. And we spoke about this, I think, Chris, in a couple episodes ago, where people take months and months and months and months and months, you know what I mean? And they'll talk to 10 agencies and they'll do 10 different things and stuff. And they'll just like very micro movements kind of thing. And it's just going to hold you back a lot if you kind of think like that and you act like that, like, I guess to add to that though, I'm obviously I'm not saying to people be reckless and just like, you do need to throw a bit of caution to the wind, but like get in there and kind of have a go and have a bit less fear. And it's super interesting to watch how much faster you can grow, having that kind of mindset.
Yeah, just that risk aversion and just that fear of taking action is a massive thing that shows up for business owners generally, and particularly sort of entrepreneurs where you're doing everything and you're kind of CEO, chief everything officer, and you're in charge. It can be quite fearful, right? To go off like, this is my money, this is my baby. I've got to get it right first before I do anything. I've got to get all the ducks lined up in a row before I, move forward. But yeah, like you're saying, the idea of, so talking before the top of the show, is the idea of, like, I call it like messy action. Like you're much better off launching at 70%, 80% and kind of iterating as you go. And that's a good mechanism to kind of, I guess, to build this skill set or to remove that fear, is instead of waiting till you got the perfect thing, just go, look, this is good enough, I'm just going to launch it, or throw something out as a as a Facebook post instead of as a full program, right? Something where you throw something out and test something and get feedback first before you then go and spend 6 months building the program or getting the product in, kind of test it, iterate it first, take messy action, doesn't have to be perfect, put up a Google form, put up a Google sheet, put it in a spreadsheet, a Word doc, film a Loom video, all these kind of things. You can get stuff done quickly and kind of get feedback on it and go, okay, I think this is going to work, and then you do the work. Actually, Grant Cardone was saying something very similar. I watched a session with him just before New Year's last year, and he said the same thing. He said a lot of entrepreneurs, they'll spend the 6 months building the perfect program and then try to sell it, and no one wants it. So you just burn 6 months with perfection rather than just putting up a Facebook post, selling it, and then going, great, 100 people bought it, now I've got to build it, and then building it on the back end. But it's a very different mentality, as you were saying. It's lacking that fear, and I guess having that ability to just kind of step in and go, we'll figure it out. Let's just get in and get something moving.
It's kind of like the mindset of like, and you see a lot of people like this. They're like, what would you do if you were broke? So if you lost everything tomorrow and all you had was like, $2,000 or a couple grand in your bank account or something, and you literally had nothing. You're living in your car, or you're living in a storage shed or something, because that would be a bit helpful. But you're like, okay, I need to get a website up. Cool, I'm going to do it. I just need something that works. I'm going to get $1,500, and that's going to cost me $500 because I'll get $100 on a logo and a couple other things. And you're like, cool. And then I need $1,500 worth of product. I go, okay, what it is, I was going to buy something and I'm going to sell it, and like in a week from now, you're like, okay, I've turned my $5,000 into 10 grand because I had to, because most people are like, when they're trying to start their e-com stores, I'm like, oh, I need it to be perfect and I need it to be nice and everything needs to be pretty and blah, 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 blah. Like all those, I have the pretty thing and I have this and I have this and I have this. Whereas that broke person is just like, let's go. I need to make this work. And I see a lot of like super, super successful business people like that. You don't reach the levels of like Afterpay or Catch of the Day or Kogan or any of these things by being absolutely perfection. You know what I mean? They're just like, oh, like I said at the start, I'm going to go and import like 50 grand of products and I was going to sell it. Like if it doesn't work out, well then it's not an option. It's like these people are just like, again, a lot of people, that's again where the like people lack that. Like Elon Musk is prime example from this. He doesn't have that. I guess I'd say he doesn't have fear, right? So, and he doesn't have like failure is not even in his vocabulary, or quitting is in his vocabulary. That's not actually in his mindset, So, whereas a lot of people go, oh, look, I'll work 10-hour days or 5-hour days or whatever the hell, and I'll try that for 3 months, and that's kind of my cutoff. If it doesn't work for 3 months, then I'll give up. Whereas someone like Elon's like, fuck it, we're going to do this for like 2, 3, 4, 5 years. I'm going to hire everybody. I'm going to nearly go broke, and, I'm going to make this work. So, that's why he's so successful. He's like, I'm going to put a rocket on the moon. Nowhere in his mindset is the thought, this isn't going to work, like I'm going to make an electric car. Nowhere in his mindset is this going to work, or I'm going to fail, or, I'm sure he has doubts, but it doesn't define him, And again, like I said at the start, and I look at our team, for example, and the people that are strongest in our team are the ones that don't have the off switch. They get up and they crush it all day, every day. They're not they keep going. Same with anyone. Same with him. He'll do his 20-hour days and he'll just gets up and just cranks it out all day long. So, not sure
consistency over time, like that's how you win, right? And a lot of the times consistency comes down to just simplifying things and moving faster. Where I say something like, money like speed, success
speed
like
and momentum.
Speed. So faster you can just do something and try something and iterate and move. Number one, you're moving before you're ready, sort of ready, fire, aim. Right? You sort of get going and then work out and iterate to target as you move. But it's also just it stops you from procrastinating. It stops you from needing it to be perfect. If you switch to that mindset of speed. I just got to get this out fast. I'm going to beat my competitors to market. I'm going to get this product because this looks hot. I'm going to move into NFTs because that's hot right now. I'm going to move into crypto. I'm going to move into this space. I'm going to move into metaverse because things are moving that way. That sort of thinking, people that get there and sounds crazy, but in a decade's time, like, why are they so successful? It's because they moved 10 years ago and they saw that 5, 10, 15, 20-year vision, and they were playing on that almost generational sort of success where you're looking at this month or next month or this quarter. They're like, what's my kids, my grandkids' kids going to be doing? So that big vision, that 40,000 foot view can really help as well.
So that would be one thing that I would add that they do have that most people don't have. So that's probably even a topic for another podcast. But those people have the ability to see around the corner. They can see something that's coming and they can see where we're going, and other people can't see that. So how that is complementary to what we just spoke about, though, is they have like no fear, no hang-ups, no apprehension, full confidence. Like people who opposite that, people are obviously not confident, scared, blah blah blah. So they've got all that, and then the one thing probably that they've got, which we probably don't even need to talk about it. That's it. That's one thing that they've.
They see opportunity and they move to it. It's like, bang, there's the opportunity. Bang, let's go. Let's take action.
Yeah. So so I hope a few people watch this episode and get a bit out of it and kind of just like get on with it a bit. So like it'd be amazing. It's super interesting to see how quickly you can change your business and your life and everything when you just drop all your hang-ups and stop trying to be perfect and, just get it done, get moving, start making more cash, like you said, money like speed and momentum. So yeah. Anything else you'd like to add to that? Or do we wrap that one up?
No, I think that's a good wrap. I mean, that's kind of how we started the show. We literally had a conversation one afternoon and said it'd be cool to do a podcast. And I think by that afternoon or the next day, we just jumped on and started talking shit. And here we are, 5 episodes in and 5 views, and we're absolutely crushing it.
5 views. Thanks, Mum.
That's fine.
And Chris's dog and whoever else is watching it. Yeah. Cool. All right.
Yeah, but no, good stuff. Thank you, Hormozy, for the tip, and Paul for fleshing that out. Good thing to think about.
All right, if you like this episode, keep an eye on it. We're gonna put them on Spotify and all the other sites as well. Yeah, like Apple, whatever that you use, and RedTube and all those kind of sites and shit. Yeah, easy, cool. All right, thanks again, guys, for watching this one. Keep an eye for the next one.
See you guys. Cheers.